You know who was on the field this past week doing work here? How about 122? No, let me get my math. 114 yards, his third career 100-yard game. All three of them coming with the Indianapolis Colts. 1 week 18, 2 already this year. Joining us on the TV now, the Rich Eisen Show, live from Indianapolis. That's running back Zack Moss. Zack, how are you, man? Thanks for joining us.
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for having me on.
How good did that one feel? How good did it feel with all the talk? I know Jonathan Taylor's your teammate and your guy. All the talk this week. And then, bam, Zack, you bust out, have another huge game, and you guys play great.
Yeah, I mean, it felt good, real good, honestly, to go out there and perform at a high level. The whole entire offense, we did a good job of just executing the plays, and it felt even better that we was able to get a win. I think at the end of the day, winning that type of game, divisional game, that's the biggest thing at the end of the day.
Zack, I got to step back and 15 yards on me. I did on Pro Football Reference. I wanted to see your 100-yard games, and they got them in the wrong order. Dude, you didn't run for $114. You ran for $165 and 2 scores, Zack. Let's get your numbers right. $155 feels a lot better than 114 as I learn how to read my computer screen.
Yeah, it definitely feels a lot better. It sounds better too.
Yeah, and you know what felt good too is running away from people on that long one. How'd that feel?
That felt good. The offense did a great job. O-line did a great job. Big Q and Ryan opened up that left side with Blake as well, and he gave me it's nice to be untouched on some of those runs, and they did a great job of that on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, when we think untouched, we think like Tyreek Hill, right? We think Devon Achane. Like we don't very often hear Utah's all-time leading rusher, but like Zack Moss, untouched to the end zone, as you said, Ryan Kelly and Quentin Nelson and Blake Freeland there as the left tackle. This is kind of your identity now with Shane Steichen, right? You guys want to pound people.
Yeah, our staple of our offense is the run game, right? We want to run to win. And that's what I love about being in this offense. That's what I love about Coach Shane's offense. And I think, we have a really good offensive line. We have a really good running back room as a whole. And obviously the quarterback position, we have AR and Gardner who do a lot of great things for us as well. So we definitely want to run to win, and that's our identity.
What was, let's backpedal here, Zack, what was that first month and really training camp like with all the uncertainty with Jonathan Taylor? Because as a running back, I'm sure that you want to see running backs get paid. Like, running backs getting paid helps everybody, including you, next offseason as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of stuff going on, obviously, just having him go through all that type of situation. I really wasn't paying too much attention to it, to be honest with you, because I was going through my own thing with a broken forearm during training camp as well. So I was dealing with my own stuff, but, it was good to see him finally get paid. The guy deserves it. One of the best backs in the league, great teammate, great character guy. So, super happy that he was able to get that done.
Zack, they're not listening. They're dealing with their own thing right now. This is just you and me talking, kind of. Is there any how you like me now to the people in Buffalo that traded you?
I wouldn't say that. I think, Buffalo, when I got drafted there, I definitely enjoyed my time there. I think I learned a lot of different things as a person on and off the field that allowed me to be able to, be in this position I am now, and, be able to go out there on the field and capitalize on the opportunities I'm given. That just wasn't the case in Buffalo. I wasn't, able to do what I was able to do in college in that style of offense. And, those things just didn't work out. But, I appreciate my time there. Loved all my teammates that I was able to be around in my time in Buffalo.
Talking to Zack Moss here, Indianapolis Colts running back. I say this not to take a shot at the kid. I say this because I love everything I've seen from him and my interactions with him. Zack, how do we keep Anthony Richardson healthy here? And you've seen this with Josh, right? I mean, there's kind of a comparison here. Josh is going to do any and everything he can, Josh Allen, to put his body on the line, whether it's running, whether it's trying to break tackles, whether it's reaching for that final yard. And it comes at a cost sometimes. Anthony Richardson has now shown so much ability, but he started 4 games and he's only finished 2. Sean McDermott, like all these years in, has now had this conversation with Josh, like, you got to be smarter. Not saying Anthony's playing recklessly, but we got to protect the quarterback. What would you say to him?
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head. I think, obviously he's not playing reckless, right? He's doing a lot of good things in the offense that calls for him in the offense to do. I think the first time with the concussion, that was he ended up scoring a touchdown and just hit his head on turf. And then, this past Sunday, just getting tackled, a routine tackle, right? Something that could happen to any of us. And shoulder just goes, first into the turf, and it's a lot of body pressure on that. So I think he's doing a lot of really good things, man. I think obviously, I'm sure after the season is over and he looks at it and he sees all the injuries that was kind of piled up, he's going to probably take a look at it and figure out ways he can get better in the off season, to help his body continue to mature and get old, be smart in the way he trains and all that type of stuff. But injuries are part of the game. It sucks to see him. He's had some unlucky breaks. Definitely going to miss him for these next couple of weeks. He's going to be out because he brings a lot to our offense. He's a super dynamic player and all that type of stuff. But it just sucks to see it, happen to him when he's been doing a really lot of good things in our offense.
Zack, what's the craziest thing you've seen him do? Like that throw against the Rams where Aaron Donald had him wrapped up and he kind of half-armed it 45 yards downfield. Yeah. Like that's sick. Has he done stuff like that in practice?
Well, we don't touch him in practice, right?
Good
but
point.
But he's, just the flick of the wrist. I've only seen, obviously I did my time in Buffalo with Josh, and Josh was a guy that could just sling a ball without it really having to be any effort, right? You see it sometimes, guys have to load up to throw these balls super far, and this guy could just catch the ball and just launch it real nonchalantly, 67 yards down the field, pinpoint accuracy with a tight spiral. It's not one of those little balls that's just, twirling in the air all day and all that type of stuff. So, he has all the talent in the world. That play, when you talk about the Aaron Donald play, I think it was one in the goal line as well, where he broke out of Aaron Donald's sack and he pitched it to me for the 2-point conversion. We get back to the sideline. I was like, did he just break out of Aaron Donald's sack? Like, that doesn't really happen a ton. And watching the film on Aaron Donald that week, we were like, yeah, that like it's gonna hurt. But to see him do what he was able to do so far early in the year, like I said, it sucks to see him have to go through these injuries and things like that. But it's always a learning curve somewhere, even when you have all these downfalls going on around you at the same time.
What did you think? I don't know if you saw this. I assume you did. What did you think of his blinged out ant that he wore? That was an ant, right, around his neck coming into the building on Sunday. Is that an ant?
Yeah, they call him. Yeah, they call him Ant-Man. So it was actually right on point. So it was really nice. I don't know who did it, but it was right on point.
I think I said I was doing the show Sunday morning, the pregame show, and I said that's a blinged out ant, and then my co-host looked at me and I'm like, not blinged out aunt. I mean, some of us may have a blinged out aunt. That's a blinged out ant, actually, around his neck. Yeah,
that's an expensive ant.
Yeah, very expensive ant. Zack, how would you describe Gardner Minshew? Let's say a family member came up to you, maybe your aunt or your aunt, and said, "Tell me about that young man." What would you say?
Gardner's different, man. He's definitely he's a different guy. He has his own way of doing things. And I think everybody loves him for that. Like, he just does things his own way. Like, he'll walk around the facility just with a button down shirt, but just have it open. So just his chest is out. But he's a different guy, but I mean, we love him. We were happy when we got him. I played against him in college before, and I knew exactly what he can do because he lit us up about 500 yards back in his days at Washington State. And obviously you watch him around the league, throughout his years, and he's been the consummate pro. He's been a guy who's been able to step in for multiple franchises and do what he's doing for us right now. So it's not even a shock to, a lot of the guys in our locker room. It may be a shock to people who haven't really watched him play ball a lot of the time. But, we're just super happy to have him on our team. And, he's definitely one of the best at what he does.
And you get the Gardner Minshew revenge game this week in Jacksonville as well. What's Minshew driving these days? Do you know, Zach? Is it like the 70s style van with the weird portal in the back? What's he got?
I don't know what he drives, but I know it's nothing fancy. Like I've seen him pull up before. I can't remember the type of car he has, but he don't have any tents on it, and he don't have all that type of stuff going on his car. But he's, like I said, he's just him. He just likes to just chill. He likes to play football, and all the extra stuff, he's not really into all that.
Looks like some used rental car he got from Carvana or AutoNation or something like that, which is totally fine. I mean, you could be a starting NFL quarterback and be frugal, man. It's totally fine. Hey, Zach, it was 165, not 114. That's on me. Congratulations on your great start here. And the Colts are a fun team to watch. Looking forward to seeing you guys this week in Jacksonville, that I'm there to see you in person in a couple of weeks for the Browns. Zach, continued success. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely, my man. Appreciate you having me on.
Thank you,
guys
sir.
Have a good one.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.